Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium here from Wilby High School, the home of the Wildcats. Wilby 1-1 on the season, Wolcott 2-1. And before I go any further, let me welcome my partner. It's not Dave Grant. I did bring, however, the other side of my offensive line with me. J.P. Vance Jr. is with me. Coach, it's a pleasure as always.
Dave Grant is somewhere sunning himself, so we're here at Wilby High School up in the north end of Waterbury, baby.
So, Coach, we look at both of these teams. Wolcott kind of coming in, licking their wounds a little bit. They really didn't wake up against Torrington. They lost 80-23. But then you have Wilby on the other hand. They're not really coming in all hot either. They lost in a lot of ways lackadaisical at the end of the game. Gave up a game-winning layup to St. Paul. St. Paul 3-0. Wilby still looking for their second win of the season.
Wilby, a young team. They got their win over Watertown High School, but you guys did it for the radio. You know, it was no cakewalk. It's not the usual Wilby Watertown game, right?
Correct.
Wilby's a young team. And on the other side, we have, this is Coach Gian Petruzzi's third year at the helm of the Eagles.
Yep.
So he has guys that have played for him for 3 years.
And Gian Petruzzi is the cousin of Bear, who is Mike Gian Petruzzi. He is the head football coach and also the AD of Holy Cross. And speaking of Holy Cross, how about this? They defeat Ridgefield 70-55. That's a little bit of a surprise there for people, you know, maybe in and outside the NVL, Coach.
Yep, nice win for Holy Cross and a fellow Division I team. Ridgefield, always solid, right? Shooting team, a team that always goes deep in the CIAC tournament.
So now you have Holy Cross, who was 1-1 outside the NVL. They lost to Hill House in the Anthony Ireland Classic Invitational, and then they defeat Ridgefield. That's got to make things pretty good for Coach Wilson, as you know, trying to build off of that loss against Hill House, and they got it with the win.
And we're hearing a lot of people talk, right? We're hearing a lot of coaches talk about Holy Cross as kind of the favorite amongst high school coaches, right? In the NVL, they think Holy Cross is in the leader in the clubhouse, as they say, right? But doesn't mean there's not going to get every team's best shot. We saw Crosby, Holy Cross was not really much of a game, right? Holy Cross had a pretty substantial lead. They held on for dear life as Crosby was figuring it out, but Crosby's also a young team. I think the NVL, this is a reset year.
You're right, and I mean, again, other than Holy Cross, I mean, really, the rest of it's kind of a toss-up, right? Seymour's 3-0, St. Paul's 3-0, Torrington's 3-0, but there's a lot of new players and a lot of questions as we enter now close to the end of 2024 and into 2025.
A lot of new coaches, too, right? We have Gary Robinson at Watertown. You have John Mariano, who's back in the NVL in his hometown in Naugatuck. So a lot of guys in new spots, a lot of kids in new roles. So we'll see.
The starters for the Wolcott Eagles, 2-1, coached by Anthony Gian Petruzzi, third season, 12-30. You've got number 1, Ben Bianchi, number 2, Mark Abu Arage, number 3, freshman Luke Cornelio, number 4, Joe Scanziano, and number 11, Michael McCormick. Coach, if that name sounds familiar, McCormick, a football player for the Wolcott Eagles, an all-NVL football and baseball player. He is heading to college to pitch for baseball.
All right, and Ben Bianchi, the youngest of 3 brothers, his dad, former athletic director at Chase Collegiate School.
Oh, there you go. How about that?
He made the best hire he could ever make. I hired myself and Bill Unwin as Chase Collegiate basketball coaches.
And now the starting 5 for the Wilby Wildcats. Number 0, sophomore Cian Garner. Number 11, sophomore Madden Fox. Number 21, sophomore Brian Murillo. Number 33, Savon McKenna Jr. And number 5, Amir Neely, sophomore. Coach, any final thoughts before we send it back?
What I'm really looking forward to is Wilby likes to shoot the 3 ball. We saw a game up at Holy Cross where teams were really not shooting. I'm looking forward to watching these teams chuck.
It should be a good one, Coach. You've got Wilby and Wolcott next, live right here on 1320 MWHR, 97.7 AM and FM. We'll take a quick break when we come back. Tip-off here from Wilby High School.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad
Ready. School. Just moments away from the opening tip between Wolcott and Wilby. 2 officials for this game, and I think this is Dave Grant's favorite official, Jose Dos Santos and Joe Woody Merzakowski.
Yep.
Those are the 2. A little bit of long in the tooth, maybe a little bit of pepper in the hair, but still 2 very good officials, and I know Jose Dos Santos is a great electrician as well.
Jose is fantastic, and he does all levels. I coach a 5th and 6th grade basketball team. He does those games on Saturday, so he's a guy that really wants to build the sport.
Do the kids know him by his first name? Mister. That's right. Only
yes.
Mister. Amir Neely is ready, and you've got McCormick is ready. The opening tip is won by Wolcott as they go right to left on your down. We're underway here from Wilby High School. McCormick, mid now 3/4 on the Wilby side. They break the press, goes up hard, no good. Offensive rebound by McCormick. He brings it down to the Squirrels, tries to escape 2, he does. On the left side is Scanziano. Scanziano guarded over by Garner. Now switching over to Bianchi. Bianchi on the drive, goes to the right hand. It comes up cold, a 2 and done by Wolcott. Here goes Wilby on the opposite end. Fox for 3. No good off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Neely. Neely's able to lose it and then regain it for a quick second. Now goes outside to McKenna, the junior. McKenna to Garner, the sophomore. Trying to feed it over to Neely in the paint. 1 dribble goes outside. The 5-footer. No good by Wilby. So neither side coach coming away with points early.
A lot of shots. Wilby all over the boards. And they're pressing man-to-man.
Cornelio to Bianchi. Under 7 to play in this first quarter. No score between the 2. Both looking for their first points. Bianchi, cold again. And here goes Wilby Murillo, number 21 for the Wildcats. Left to right in your dial. Now in the corner. Garner to Murillo. 3. Swish! And Wilby strikes. 3-0. Wilby ahead of the Wolcott Eagles in their red, Wilby in their white. 6:30 to go in this first quarter. Cornelio spinning, feeding, no look pass in the right corner. McCormick had it tipped, gets his own offensive board. He's working on Neely, but 1 too many steps. A turnover by the Wolcott Eagles.
Wolcott's had really good looks at the basket. They're a little bit afraid. Maybe they got to get the nerves out.
You have for the Wolcott Eagles Bianchi, Abu Arage, Cornelio, Scanziano, and McCormick. And you've got for Wilby Garner, Fox, Murillo, McKenna, and Neely. Those are your starting 5 for both sides. Wilby in their white as they go left to right in your dial. McKenna, 3, trying to answer back Murillo. He can't. Offensive board picked up by Neely. Throws it in the corner to McKenna, but he stepped out of bounds. Called by Jose Dos Santos. And it'll be back over to the Wolcott Eagles.
So, Chris, Wolcott not a big team. The challenge for them is going to be, can they clean the boards?
Abu Arage gets it to Bianchi. Wilby in a press a little bit with Neely the only one back. Wolcott breaks the press. Cornelio feeds outside. McCormick, cold, offensive board by Scanziano. And a second chance for Wolcott with 5:40 to go in the first. 3-0 Wilby ahead of the Wolcott Eagles. McCormick, guarded by Neely. Top of the key, Cornelio. Feeding over to Scanziano. Scanziano still dribbling, 16 on the shot clock. Now on 3/4 of the side, feeds it to Bianchi. Bianchi on the fade. No good to the hands. Wolcott retains, feeding McCormick, and they draw the foul. Do the Wolcott Eagles. Good pass by Abu Arage.
So, Chris, one thing I'm seeing already with Wolcott is they're shooting a lot of their shots off 1 foot. When you watch a really good team like the Knicks, all their guys shoot. Jalen Brunson off of 2 feet balanced. Then you can fake. And when you have guys that are really good jump shooters, you got to be on balance.
Foul was on Neely, his first, team's first. Now, team fouls do get erased every quarter, but personal fouls do stay. Bending and shooting is McCormick. No good on the free throw. Let's hope that doesn't stay a continuance, Coach, because Dave can hear those missed free throws from way back wherever he is. Second free throw. Oh, boy. Sorry, Dave. And we've got a jump ball call, possession Wilby. And Coach, I don't know if you noticed this, and for people back home who can see it because we're on the radio as well or on YouTube, there was only a couple players on the line on the free throw. Wilby, or rather Wolcott, had one player back on defense.
Yep. They want to prevent the run out.
You've got McKenna, 3/4. Left to right in your dial. McKenna passes over to Fox. Fox feeding. Going in hard is Garner. And it's a 5-0 run by Wilby with 5 minutes to go in the first.
Great pitch by Fox.
And Wolcott able to break the press. McCormick on the opposite end, and he can't come away with a runner. But it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fox of Wilby. So it stays with the Wolcott Eagles. Coach, it seems like Wolcott right now just can't really buy a basket right now.
A little bit afraid to get their shot blocked. They need to go strong there. McCormick had a good take, but he's got to go off 2 feet and got to go hard.
Berninger is in for the Wolcott Eagles. Inbounding is McCormick behind the Wilby basket. Right to left on your dial, of which Wolcott is attacking. Got Scanziano, a senior, one of the 3 starting seniors. We started off the opening tip. And then Berninger, the other senior as well. Trying to feed Bianchi, had the turnover. Here goes Wilby on the opposite end. 4:30 to go in this first. A 5-0 run by Wilby. A 3 by Murillo, 2 by Garner. And speaking of Murillo, he's got the pumpkin wearing number 21. Murillo feeds it to Fox, top of the key. 5-footer, rather 10-footer is no good off the front iron. Good defensive board by Wolcott. Scanziano. Berninger driving. Berninger goes in, the no look, and it rims out. Unlucky by Wolcott on the opposite end. Here goes Fox. Fox kicks it outside to Garner. Garner tries to make a pass to Murillo. Under 4 to play in this first quarter. 5-0 Wilby ahead of Wolcott. 3 by Neely, and it's good. How about that, Coach? The big shooting the 3.
2 sophomores chucking some 3. I like it. And then they get right into the press.
8-0 run by Wilby. Murillo can't make it a 10-0 run as he tries to retain the possession for Wilby. So, Coach, 3:35 to go in the first. 8-0 run by Wilby. Wolcott still trying to find their first basket.
Wolcott's got to get to the rim, jump stop, and be smart with the basketball. They're a little bit afraid.
Marage trying to escape the pressure of 2. We got a timeout call by Wolcott. 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:30 to go in this first quarter. 8-0 run. Wilby ahead of Wolcott here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. The Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Saunders alongside J.P. Vance Jr. 8-0 run will be ahead of Wolcott. And now it's a 10-0 run as Garner takes the ball away. He's got 4. 3:20 to go in the first. It's all Wilby. Scanziano near 3/4 on the Wilby side. Berninger gets by the pressure. Berninger goes in hard. Can't buy a basket. Does Wolcott. Put to the hands of Berninger. And he puts it back. Nice shot by Abu Arage on the assist. And Wolcott finally gets on the board. They break the 10-0 run by Wilby. Under 3 to play in this first quarter. That has to feel good, Coach.
They got to get that first one, right? And they're out now in a man-to-man, but they got to stop letting Garner go back door. Garner's a big kid, and he's smart, moving without the ball.
Berninger and Garner were both on the jump ball, and Berninger, a Class M All-Stater for goalie, was on a very good Wolcott team that made it to the NVO final, lost to Naugatuck. But other than that, I mean, he's pretty well built for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he doesn't have the traditional goalkeeper body, right?
He's solid. Berninger gets the pass off to McCormick. McCormick fakes it. McCormick goes up, and it looks like he missed the basket completely, but trying to fight for it are the Wolcott Eagles, but last touched by Abu Arage. So, back over to Wilby.
Chris, Wilby's pressing. Wolcott's doing a good job of breaking the press, but they're panicking.
Exactly.
They gotta slow things down.
2:35 to go in this first quarter. Here's Fox for Wilby, left to right in your dial. Into the game for the first time is ETN. Pulls up for three, no good. Off the hands of Wilby, that's Neely. So back over to the Wolcott Eagles, 2:25 to go in the first. And Coach, you talk about being able to slow things down a little bit. That's where the freshman Cornelio comes in. Only a freshman, but as Coach Gianpertuzzi told me, he really slows things down.
And that says a lot about a freshman, right? You figure young guys panic a little bit because they haven't been there before.
We've got a foul called on Wilby. That's on the floor. Team second. And it's going to be on double ones. That's Fox, his first, team second. And even though, as I mentioned, with Cornelio, although he's not in the game as of right now, still only a freshman. So when he is in, you want to make sure, and I think that's what Gianpertuzzi's doing as well, coaching as well as allowing him to make mistakes.
Nice.
You've got McCormick. McCormick gets it over to Berninger. Berninger trying to escape two, and now they draw a foul. Does Wolcott, so that's 3 team fouls on Wilby. And that's kind of, when you think about it, Coach, fouls on ETN, his first. The pressure works, but once the fouls start to add up, you kind of have to release, no?
You got to teach kids, too. When they catch the basketball, they have 1 second to make a decision. Wolcott's kids are holding the basketball, allowing the double team to come. You got to get rid of it. As soon as the double team comes, someone's open.
Khalid Johnson's into the game for Wilby. 10-2 Wildcats lead over the Wolcott Eagles. 2:10 to go in this first quarter. Wilby had a 10-0 run before Wolcott scored. The basket made by Berninger. Outside the three-point line, McCormick guarded by Johnson, down to 16 on the shot clock. And the turnover by Wolcott. Here's Johnson. Johnson feeding, floats it in, hard pass to Garner, but it goes out of bounds. A little bit too many passes, Coach.
Yep, you got 2 feet in the paint, you got to score the ball at that point.
Also have Aaron Baker into the game, number 1. One of the few players that did return on this Wilby team because of so many graduating last year. Johnson and Baker, along with Murillo. McCormick driving in right side. It's good by McCormick. And now we have a little 4-0 run by Wolcott.
Wolcott a little 4-0 run.
Here we go. Garner feeding right low post to Johnson. And you got a hard foul by Wolcott. That's their first team foul of the game. First personal, but you like to see them match the physicality, and I'm not surprised. I want to make sure, and it is double ones, the football player.
McCormick got up in the air. It looked like he saw a blocked shot, but Wilby doing a great job of slowing things down there.
That's got to make,
young, Chris. I mean,
you're
4
right.
sophomores.
You're right. Baker inbounding to Johnson. Left to right in your dial. The Wilby Wildcats are attacking. 30 on the shot clock, 1:30 on the game clock. They're feeding Neely. Neely brought it down to the Squirrels, and Abu Arage forces the jump ball. As Dave Guerin always says, when you bring it down to the Squirrels, it becomes so easy to pick at. He came up with that. I think that's great.
I think he should trademark it. We'll get shirts made.
1:28 to go in the first quarter. Baker's inbounding. Left corner by ETN. Drains the 3. That's the third made 3 by Wilby in this first quarter. 13-4 Wildcats lead. Abu Arage swarmed by 3. Taken away by Garner. Garner off the glass. No, it actually is an air ball, but retained by Wilby. And ETN with his own 5-0 run.
Arage has got to get rid of the ball quicker. He's triple teamed, and they just ate him up.
15-4 Wildcats lead over the Wolcott Eagles. 1 minute to go in the first. Berninger is fouled. Won't get the and 1, but he'll be at the line for 2.
Good take.
Fouls on Johnson, his first, team's 4th. And that's something that Wolcott has done well, getting the team fouls for Wilby, albeit they don't carry over, but still, something kind of forcing for Coach Parker as far as the personal fouls adding up. Berninger awaits 2 free throws. Wolcott is 0 of 2 now, 1 of 3. They make their first. You know, there was a great article in the Rep Am a couple days ago about Coach Parker, Devon Parker, 10th year overall as far as a head coach. And when his coach, Reggie O'Brien, asked him about, or telling him, like, hey, you're going to be a coach, Parker was like, no. But when you're a player, you never think that because you think you're going to play forever.
And you know what? A lot of times you don't realize when you're a player that game is going to end for you soon. So if you want to stay involved, you got to do something like we're doing, Chris, right?
Exactly. Second. And they've got a 3 made by Wolcott. That's Scanziano after the miss free throw, so Wolcott is 1 of 4 from the line. But that made 3, makes it 15-8, Coach. Wilby leads. Baker falls, but we got a travel by Wilby. I have to tell you, I really like how this Wolcott team, I know that they've struggled a little bit with the press, but they are keeping their head up. They continue to fight here, and you like to see that from a squad.
As a coach that loves the press, the problem with the press is always this, that a team that passes the ball quickly and looks up floor, peaks, you get layups out of the press. Wolcott hasn't gotten layups yet.
Bianchi back into the game. Scanziano to Berninger. Down to 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Quick passing by Wolcott. They get back to Berninger again. Guarded by Etienne. They find the opening. And it's made in the right low post by Bianchi. His first made basket. Now 4 players for Wolcott have scored in this first quarter. It's 15-10. Working is Johnson, and he traveled, so back-to-back travels. And now this Wolcott bench is starting to get lively.
They are fired up, and Coach Gianpetruzzi upstanding the whole time.
Inbounding, Scanziano. Abu Arage. Finding, and we've got a foul called by Johnson uncontrollably. His second, team's 5th at the line for 2 is Wolcott.
Got bailed out a little bit there, right? That's what happened. So 6.6 seconds left in the first quarter. Wilby 15, Wolcott 10, shooting 2 shots.
And Coach, you'll like this. The young man, Bianchi, he is a basketball trivia master. He knows the history of the game.
Ooh, we're going to have to challenge him, maybe.
I think you may have to challenge him. You know way more than I do, between you and Coach Unwin. First made free throw is good by Bianchi. 2 of 5. Wolcott is at the line. Wilby yet to shoot a free throw. Bianchi looking for his 4th point, and it's good. So now 3 of 6 at the line. Coach, 15-12 we've got. 6.6 seconds to go. Wolcott only down by 3 after being down by 10 at one point.
Cornelio, the freshman, back in. 6 seconds left. Wilby with the ball.
Here we go. Down to 2, down to 1. It's a brick, and that's how the first quarter concludes. What a tale of a first quarter. Wilby led for the first half of that first quarter. Wolcott with a late second half surge in the first.
10-0. Wilby ran out to a 10-0 lead. At that point, it's been a 12-5 run by Wolcott.
We'll take a quick break here. The score 15-12. Wilby leading Wolcott. We'll be back for second quarter action in just a moment here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Saunders alongside J.P. Vance Jr. And we begin the second quarter with Wolcott. Scanziano. Beginning the game was a Wilby 10-0 run, but then a late surge by Wolcott, their own 12-5 run. And then we got a 3 made by the freshman, Cornelio. Second made 3 for Wolcott. And we've got a tie game 15-all. Here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, no look to Neely. And Neely strikes to the left low post for the Wolcott correction. That's going to be Wilby. He's got 5. Berninger. And it looks like we got a foul called on Wilby.
Great job there by Berninger. Strong on 2 feet, not panicking. When you panic against Wilby, since the beginning of time, you're done, right? I mean, Wilby presses. These kids are tough. They bring it.
7:28 to go in this second quarter. First tie of the game. And again, I really go back when I say this, Coach. The fact that a team being down 10-0, a lot of teams folded up. This Wolcott team did not. 7:20 to go in the second quarter. 17-15 is the score. Looks like they called that 2 for Neely, so 3-5, or rather he's got 5. You've got Scanziano driving, lost the handle, regained to McCormick. McCormick with the right hand, and we're tied again, 17.
Okay, Mike McCormick.
Nice little soft touch with the right hand. Under 7 to play in the second quarter. 17-17, 2 ties as you hear the Wilby cheerleaders cheer on their Wildcats here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Garner driving. Garner goes in, and it rolls in for Garner. He's got 6. 19-17. The freshman, Cornelio. Berninger. Guarded by Neely. Right to left on your dial. Wolcott's attacking. No look to McCormick. McCormick comes up cold there, fighting the ball in the corner, but last touched by Wolcott. Good effort by Scanziano, the senior.
Gotta like how he plays, huh? He is all over the floor, not necessarily scoring, but kid's a dog.
Here goes Wilby on the opposite end, left to right on your dial. Garner goes up contested. Loose ball picked up by Wolcott. Abu Arage will pick his head up. Arage gets the pass off to McCormick. McCormick to Berninger, who's wide open. And we're tied for a third time. It's 19-all. Berninger with 5. 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. McKenna has the peach. Working into the paint, spinning, shooting. Oh, Coach, that was a nice shot by Stewart.
Nice job with the jump stop in the paint.
And Stewart's only a freshman, Coach, for this Wilby squad.
A lot of young guys. Oh, bad pass. Wolcott.
And it was off of Garner, but retained into the corner, back to Wilby. McKenna decides to hold, goes up to the top of the key. That's Fox. Now Neely, he'll try for a triple off the right side of the iron. Berninger on the board defensively, guarded by Neely, trying to escape into the corner. Berninger gets the pass off to the freshman. He's swarmed by 2, gets it to Berninger. Now McCormick, and then it somehow stays with Wolcott as McCormick was just letting it go. But then you have the pass by Abu Arage to McCormick. Coach, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
Is that how Coach Ian Petrucci drew that one up?
I don't think he spent much time in practice on that play.
And that basket is now the 4th tie in this first half. 15-17, 19-21, all ties. Fox, guarded. Good defense by Wolcott.
The frustration foul. Now Fox is going to get teed up as well. Oh, he's lucky. He's lucky the officials are being quiet. They're letting him play, but there's a little bit too much talking going on.
Contention between Fox and Berninger, and now Gian Petrucci's, I think, even saying something as well, like, hey, it's a hard play in the paint, but it's a basketball play.
Yeah, Fox got away with one. He 2-hand shoved. Didn't get called for the tee, but they're going to tell him, go sit down and think about what you did.
But you know what, like you said, Coach, the fact you have a veteran crew here, didn't blow the whistle extremely quickly, knowing the pace of how this game has been, not trying to escalate things, and said, hey, both of you, take a break.
Yep.
Dos Santos was right there, and he's been around the block a little bit. He knows.
So you're watching Coach Gian Petrucci, but I'm also looking at the bench, right? You see Coach Maisto goes over to the bench, tells guys, relax. Worst thing that could happen is if it escalates, you don't want guys coming off the bench. Then you're going to lose guys for games.
And speaking of Coach Maisto, the JV coach, known as the godfather of Wolcott athletics.
Great basketball family. His brother, Billy Maisto, is his first year as the girls coach at Nonawag. His nephew is on the staff there. And a guy we're missing today, young Johnny Egan, who was one of the JV coaches last year at Holy Cross. He's now on the Wolcott staff, bringing a little bit of his knowledge.
And that's got to be great, too, for Wolcott to have a coach like him who'd been around the Olsen tree for so long.
Yep.
And being able to kind of give his knowledge and maybe even a little bit of that secret sauce from Holy Cross to this Wolcott, program.
And right now, if you're Wilby, you're not liking the way it looks on the scoreboard, right? I mean, as someone that played for a city school, you looked at Wolcott, you looked at Watertown, you thought, these are W's. You circle it on your calendar, and you're thinking, everyone's going to play, everyone's going to score.
Yep.
right now Wolcott says we belong.
Well, like you said, Coach, I mean, this is a year, it's wonky. I mean, you had Watertown beat Kennedy for the first time since the early 2011, 2012, around that time. But it's funny because Kennedy had played Watertown, or rather, Watertown played Kennedy tough a lot during those years, and it was very close. But still, you're seeing some contention. I mean, Wolcott beat Ansonia. I know Ansonia was coming off their championship for football, and again, one of their head coach is the assistant coach for football. So again, trying to get adjusted to that. But this is a weird year in the NVL. We could see some finals, and we're like, huh? How did that happen?
Chris, I don't want to tell you, there was a coach in 2020 at Watertown that had a 20-point halftime lead against Kennedy and blew it. So he should have been fired probably that next morning.
The 2019-2020 season?
Yeah, could have been that year. Yeah.
Hey, but if I recall, that same coach beat Haddam Killingworth in the playoff before things were canceled.
I'm undefeated in the state playoffs.
You are.
If there's no gym named after me, we're going to have to find one. Might be Tinker, a small gym, one that doesn't get used.
So right now, both sides are still on their respective baselines as Coach Gianpertruzzi and Parker are getting a conversation from the officials in Dos Santos and Merzakowski. And it looks like Gianpertruzzi's maybe even pleading his case like, hey, my guy was going for the ball. And again, Fox potentially, I mean, it's hard to see from where we are atop the press box, but there was a lot of chatter going between Berninger and Fox of Wilby.
Now, as a coach, I like chatter, but one of the Wilby players put hands on a Wolcott player. I'm sure that's what Coach Gianpertruzzi's talking about. Chattering is fine. You want to talk about somebody. You want to talk about their mother. You want to talk everything. That's part of the game, right? I mean, at Fairlawn Park, there's been a lot worse sin than that. But
I can imagine.
As soon as hands are thrown, you got to wonder. So I'm sure Coach Gianpertruzzi's saying, my guy got shoved, we should be at the line for two.
Especially with the extension of the arms as well. It's once you get to that point, it's like pass interference. You can play you can play sticky coverage, but once you extend the arm, the hanky's coming out.
My coach in high school would teach us, you know what, you're angry, you want to get physical. Next time down the floor when you rebound, that's your opportunity. So we're waiting for some clarification from the Wilby sideline.
So it looks like they're calling the foul on both Berninger and Fox. Fox is first, Berninger's first, so each team will have at least the personal foul for them, for both Berninger and Fox. The score is 21 all, 4:46 to go in the second quarter. So 2 team fouls for Wilby now, 1 for Wolcott.
So they punted on that one. That's what that means, right, Chris? They punted.
Pretty much negating penalties in football terms. Inbounding is Wilby. You've got Stewart from the right side. He comes up cold there. And now we've got a hold. And, that's the part of the game now, Coach, where you've had this game pretty much hotly contested. The whistle not being blown too much. Second personal foul on McCormick, team second. Now after that, you may see the whistle blown a little bit more.
Now Wolcott needed to pay attention. Twice now Wilby's been able to inbound it, and they're throwing back to the inbounder.
McKenna to Rob High, number 13, a freshman. McKenna lost the handle, but it's a backcourt violation. Back over to the Wolcott Eagles. And you have on the court right now, you have McCormick alongside Abu Arage, Scanziano, Cornelio, and Bianchi. So the same starting 5 that started the game. 4:32 to go in this second quarter. McCormick guarded by High. That's Bianchi. Bianchi decides to retreat, still on his side of the court, right to left on your dial. Now he passes mid, now 3/4. Bianchi turning. Bianchi still has Neely guarding. Bianchi trying to work through. 22 on the shot clock. Feeding McCormick. And it looks like that's going to be a turnover by Wolcott. Here goes Rob High, the freshman. High goes in hard. No foul call. They let him go. Scanziano escapes the pressure. Right to left on your dial. The freshman Cornelio, the floater, comes up cold. And a one and done for Wolcott.
Good look at the basket. Nice floater. Cornelio, if you could see him, ladies and gentlemen, a small guy. You could tell he's a freshman, but he doesn't play like one.
Barnes to Garner. Now Stewart. Stewart trying to get the pass to Garner, but it's off of a Wolcott player, so back over to, rather staying with the Wilby Wildcats.
Garner does a great job of cutting back door. Bianchi fell asleep for a second, but recovered. Nice job by Bianchi.
Coach, how about this? Wilby has yet to shoot a free throw yet. 3:46 to go in the second quarter.
Shooting a lot of threes, Chris.
Yes, they are.
They're not trying to get contact.
They made 3 threes in the first quarter, none in the second quarter. Wolcott has made 2 threes, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Neely lost the handle, brought it down. Here's McCormick for Wolcott. We're tied 21 all. Scanziano gets it to McCormick. 3:28 to go in the second quarter. Scanziano to the freshman Cornelio. McCormick driving. McCormick goes in and count it. A possible 3-point play for the All-NVL football and baseball player. And he breaks the tie.
Nice job by McCormick, taking the ball strong, finishing through contact. He's got a chance for it. And one.
And look who's coming back in, Coach. Berninger for the Wolcott Eagles as McCormick awaits his and one free throw.
You sure Berninger's a soccer player, huh?
He could play. I don't know about you, but I think Coach Bell would have been happy if he wanted to play middle linebacker for him.
Absolutely.
Free throw is good. Wolcott now 4 of 7 from the line. And McCormick having an excellent second quarter. 7 points, 9 total in this first quarter, 7 coming in the second. 3:10 to go in said quarter. 24-21, Wolcott leads. They're up by their biggest lead, 3. And it rims out, stays 3. Wilby trying to retain, but they go out of bounds. And again, Berninger making his presence known even when he doesn't have the pumpkin.
Big, strong kid. You say he's a soccer player. You're right. He looks like a middle linebacker.
Berninger inbounding. The pressure by Wilby. Scanziano trying to get it to Abu Arage. He keeps his feet in play. Under 3 to play in the second quarter. 25 on the shot clock. Berninger, as they'll call a jump ball. No, I think they're going to call a foul on Wilby. And that's going to be on the freshman high. That's going to be his first, team's third. 24-21, Wolcott leads by 3.
13 foul on Wilby, so with 2:48 left in the quarter.
And Wilby's going to get the ball back as Wolcott could not inbound the ball. And then you had High hit the ball off of a Wolcott player. So heads up by the freshman after committing the foul. 2:40 to go in this second quarter, 24-21. Wilby down by 3 against Wolcott. Started the game off with a 10-0 run. 3 by Barnes to tie it. No, it's loose. McCormick and Garner. It's going to be McCormick for Wolcott. They break the press. Scanziano, quick pass to Abu Arage. Arage can't come away with the bucket. It's cold. And then you got a jump ball called. And Bianchi was right there.
Arage, great job of getting up the floor, but he was worried about the block shot. Got to go up strong there, show the basketball, and then go up, young man. Perfect spot. Great job running the floor, but you got to finish there.
Baker will be coming in, number 1. And, Coach, I have to tell you, the young number 1, or rather he's a senior, but still a young man, Bianchi.
Yep.
Coach Petrucci compares him to John Starks type in terms of his effort.
John Starks.
How about that name?
All right.
We'll have a long 2 by Neely in the left corner. No good. 1 and done by Wilby. 2:08 to go in the second quarter. 3-point lead for the Wolcott Eagles. Scanziano drawing 2. Goes in the right side and count it. Possible 3-point play, and it was number 2, Abu Arage.
Great pass by Scanziano. Being patient. Looked opposite. Layup. 2nd and 1, right, for the Wolcott Eagles in this quarter.
And being so unselfish with their passing, Wolcott. Drawing defenders and finding the open man. Mending, Abu Arage. Free throw's good. Nice form by Abu. 5 of 8. He's got 3. 27-21. Biggest lead for Wolcott. 6 points. Abu Arage guarding. Baker into the game. Now Garner. Garner at the top of the key. Garner from the stripe may have been tipped by McCormick. No good. Scanziano had the ball for a second. Garner takes it away. Garner comes up cold. It goes in the corner. It's going to be Berninger for Wolcott. He's trying to evade 2. He does. Gets the pass off to Scanziano. Scanziano guarded by Baker. 1:35 to go in the second. Finding an opening. Bianchi, the floater. Unlucky. Lost by Neely. Right off of Neely. And the basket goes in. Bianchi, he's got 6.
Neely get the assist there?
I've never seen that before.
Another play Scons didn't draw up, right? Or Gian Petruzzi did not draw up.
29-21, Wolcott leads. They get the turnover by Wilby. Bianchi driving, working on Baker. The floater a little bit too hard off of Wolcott. And it's back over to the Wilby Wildcats. 1:03 to go in the second quarter. Berninger is out. Back in is the freshman Cornelio. Coach, I've heard this from a wise man that if you see something or learn something new every day, that you're living a good life. Well, I've never seen somebody try to hit it off of a player, hits off what I think was their back knee or thigh or something, and it goes right to the opposing team, and they come away with a basket.
Who gets the assist there?
Neely, right?
Could be.
29-21, 1 minute to go in the second quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it was 15-12 in favor of Wilby, and then since Wolcott has just been on a tear, Coach.
5 fouls on Wilby, illegal screen. They're not shooting now, player control, but next foul, even if it's a reach, Wolcott's going to be at the line for 2.
Inbounding is McCormick on his own baseline. 29-21, Wolcott leading over Wilby. 57.5 to go in the second quarter. Abu Rage guarded by Baker. 3/4 on the side of Wilby, right to left on your dial. Abu Rage gives it to Scanziano, the senior. Scanziano trying to get by Stewart. Holding the pumpkin still. 20 on the shot clock, 41 on the game clock. Scanziano, top of the key. Scanziano makes a move. No look, comes up cold. Shot clock is off. 32 on the game clock. Stewart feeding. Yes, good pass to Johnson. His first made basket, 29-23. And the shot clock is off. Game clock now at 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. Scanziano, guarded by Stewart. Scanziano still with the pumpkin. 13 seconds. Pulls up for 3. He bangs in the 3 to Scanziano. He's got 6. 32-23. It's Wolcott down to 3 seconds. 2 seconds, 1. And it's unlucky by McKenna right before the buzzer. Coach, I just have to tell you, this Wolcott team, you want to talk about some heart. You want to talk about some passion. You want to talk about some guts. I'm running out of words.
Chris, how about this? They scored 20 points in the second quarter. You know the Coach Unruh rule, right? You got to keep teams at 12 points or under. That's how you win basketball games.
Wow. So you know what? We'll take a quick break, pay some bills. When we come back, there's a lot to digest and discuss from this first quarter and second quarter. 32-23, Wolcott. They're beating the Wilby Wildcats here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. We'll be back. We are back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Chris Saunders alongside J.P. Vance Jr. Coach, I just have to tell you, what a tale. I mean, I thought the first quarter was a tale of a first quarter, first half, second quarter of the first quarter.
Right.
But then the second quarter, the Wolcott Eagles, man, I mean, they just came. It seemed like once they got that made basket, it just everything else just came alive.
Once you stop worrying about missing layups, you stop worrying about getting your shot blocked, you just play basketball.
Yeah.
It's no different than if you're in your backyard or if you're at Fairlawn Park. You just go. But holy cow, 20 points in the second quarter for the Wolcott Eagles. That's a lot of points for any team, especially because what they put up last game, 22 total?
They put up 23 points.
23 points. So they're getting better every day, and that's all you want if you're a coach.
Exactly.
You want them to compete, and they're competing. And on the other side, Devon Parker, very, very relaxed on the sideline. So he's not worried. He has a lot of talent, but he has babies, right? He has 4 sophomores in the starting lineup.
Yep.
He has a freshman coming in off the bench. He has young guys, and he's going to mold them to be what he wants them to be. And if they're anything like he was, quiet, fiery, tough as nails. Wilby, you'll see what's going to happen in this game, right, Chris? First couple minutes of this third quarter.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I feel like for both of these teams where they are right now, right? Wolcott third year with Gian Petrucci, trying to take that next step. A game like this, you know, in a lot of ways, people are not picking you to win. People are not even thinking you are going to win. So the next step for a team like this and for a coach and just in general is win the games that you're not supposed to, quote unquote, right? And how do they respond now with this? Do they keep that attack mode? And for Wilby, in a game of which a lot of people are picking you to win with a young team, how do you respond now with adversity being so young? Are you going to press? Are you going to start doing the fundamental side and doing what gives you that ability and the talent that they have?
Right.
There's really a lot to look at for both of these teams, Coach.
Every team in the city, right? The city of Waterbury. Wilby grabs their schedule. They circle the Wolcotts, they circle the Derbies, they circle the Watertowns. They're like, these are our games where we're gonna eat. Everybody's gonna eat.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They still got to play the game. So Wilby, terrible second quarter. We'll see how they respond. This is a young team. I'm sure Devon Parker at halftime has said, fellas, you got to just play basketball. Stop worrying about who's getting what. And he's running a lot of kids in and out. They're reaching instead of playing defense. They're not walling up, they're reaching. So do we have any guys in foul trouble? Not really, but we have a lot of Wilby kids who have 1, right?
We have a lot of players with 1. We have Johnson with 2. Fox does have 1, but he did not come back into the game after a little bit of the scuffle late in the second quarter.
Yep.
And he was sitting at the end of the bench. It didn't look like Parker wanted to even speak to him at the time because I think, again, the young, I mean, Fox is only a sophomore, and that is a young, growing moment, and that's a situation where Parker's like, hey, he probably, I don't know if he said this, but in a lot of ways by what it showed is, son, young man, you're not playing the rest of this quarter. I don't even want to look at you. Yeah. Because, again, trying to teach, like, hey, if you're going to do some hot doggish things, then I'm sorry, but you have to deal with the hot doggish consequences.
Yeah. Madden Fox and Julian Jones, sophomore at Holy Cross, are 2 of the guys that the kids know. They're sophomores who have bright futures ahead of them, but they're still learning how to play the game the right way.
Exactly, 100% agree with you on that, Coach. You know, you think about where we are as far as just as we eclipse the 2024 season and we begin now the 2025 portion, right? We enter now that side. And I have to tell you that from what was the NVL at the end of the season and then coming into this year, we've seen a lot of great talent awry. I mean, we've seen it all over. Obviously, the state playoffs, came a little bit short on the boys' side, but we saw an excellent career team with Law. I call them the magician with Williams. I know they have graduated and gone off to do their own thing. We'll be seeing Career Academy later on this year. But you think about, Hakeem Trueheart from Wilby and that whole squad. Crosby had some of their players with Kenai Glenn, DJ Melendez, and so on.
Right.
But now with looking at what these new young faces are, and I always tell this to people, it's exciting about high school sports because even though you lose the faces that you've seen for multiple years, now it's the new ones. It's the Cornelios of the world. It's the Abu Araj of the world. I mean, you think about the freshmen from Garner for Wilby to Fox to Murillo to High. You like to see that.
Well, Chris, you hate to hear it from a coach, but it's true. At this time of year, these kids are learning how to play with each other. They're learning how to play different roles in big moments.
Yeah.
So you want your kids to get better. You want them to get through Christmas and the holidays and figure out who can our team be. I mean, when you're starting 4 sophomores and a junior, who are we going to be? And when are we going to grow up, right? Like, it's time to put on my big boy pants. Let's go. If you're Devon Parker, still very quiet, and then you have Coach Gianpetruzzi on the other side, he's got to be happy with that second quarter. But can we sustain it?
And we'll find out as far as for Wilby and Wolcott what their teams are made of in this second half. This, I think, is going to dictate a lot as far as what the remaining next, I don't want to say the rest of the season because things can change. This is high school sports. But this will show a lot about each team these next 16 plus minutes.
And we're worried about Don Tinker, a date night listening to WATR basketball.
In Florida.
Yep.
Go enjoy the nice weather. It's warm down there, I bet.
I mean, he has 2 children. There's no chance for a third if he's listening to us, right?
McCormick is inbounding. You've got Berninger, Abu Araj. You've got Bianchi, and looks like Cornelio. No, correction. That will actually be Scanziano, number 4, for the Wolcott Eagles. Let's begin the third quarter. Leading scores for both sides. You had Wolcott 9 coming from McCormick, and you had 6 from Garner, number 0. Bianchi feeding Berninger. Give and go. Right-hand floater. Strong by number 1, Bianchi. He's got 8.
And he's not afraid, Chris. He is not afraid.
34-23. Wolcott leading the Wilby Wildcats. 7:35 well early in the third. And we've got a travel or double dribble, whatever you want. I'll call it a brain fart by McKenna, number 33.
Got in the air, had nowhere to go, came down. It's a turnover.
And here goes Wolcott, left to right on your dial in their red. They are the away team. Will be the home team in their white. Bianchi, Scanziano, Berninger, swarmed by Fox. Berninger driving in, kicks it to the left low post to Abu Araj. Missed it in the left low post, a one and done by Wolcott. Here goes Wilby on the opposite end. Fox outside the three-point line. McKenna's wide open. The rainbow comes up cold there as it goes out of bounds in the corner. Last touch by Wolcott.
Fox had an open lane in the basket. We haven't seen Wilby attack the rim. We've seen them play around the perimeter, not get inside and then go out.
Fox inbound is swinging around. Garner to McKenna. Now Garner. Garner will dribble a couple times, lead the team with 6. Murillo, 3. Cold there, one and done for Wilby. Wolcott outscored Wilby 20-8 in that second quarter after Wilby scored 15 to Wolcott's 12, and a 3 by Wolcott.
Ben Bianchi came to play today, huh?
Now he's got 5, all of them coming in this third quarter for Wolcott, and that's going to force a timeout by Wilby. We're talking about the biggest lead for Wolcott in the game, 37-23. We'll take a quick timeout, 6:39 to go in the third. It's all Wolcott here from Wilby. If Don Tinker's having a date night watching basketball, then I'm missing something because I can't get away having a date night with Melissa, being able to watch sports. Sports are off on a date night. He's a lucky man. I'm lucky as well, so thankfully Melissa doesn't listen. So.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
McKenna, right to left on your dial. Here goes Wilby. They're in their home whites. They're down 37-23. McKenna to Fox at the top of the key. Fox, give and go to Garner. Garner looking, finding Johnson. Left side unlucky. Rolls in and out. Here goes Wolcott on the opposite end. Long pass over. Bianchi is strong. And Bianchi's having a coming out party here in the third.
Great job off 2 feet. You know, I love it.
13 for Bianchi. 39-23. Wolcott's leading Wilby. McKenna 3. Finds it for Wilby, and they need that one bad. That's 4 made threes by Wilby in the game. 39-26. Scanziano 3. No good off the back iron. A one and done for Wolcott. Defensive rebound by Johnson. Murillo on the opposite end. Murillo only 3 points. And that was the lone 3 made by him in the first quarter. They need him, coach, to get going. Garner outside to Fox. Guarded by Bouarage. They'll call foul on Bouarage. That's his first. Team's first here in the third. And in terms of team fouls in the game, coach, that's only the 4th for
Chris,
Wolcott.
that was the first time I've seen someone from Wilby get 2 feet in the paint with the basketball. When Garner attacked, didn't look at the rim, though.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Inbounding is Fox. You've got Baker, McKenna, Murillo. Also have Garner as well. Murillo catch and shoot 3. Finds it in the left corner. Back-to-back threes by Wilby. That's Murillo with 6 points total. 39-29. 10-point lead for Wolcott. Scanziano breaks the press. McCormick.
Lazy pass.
Big tackle by Wilby. No foul called at McKenna on the opposite end. Foul and counted for a possible 3-point play. 5 for McKenna.
The Wilby crowd is waking up now. Now they're excited. Nice job. Nice job by Sam McKenna getting to the rim, keeping his balance in the end one.
That's going to force a timeout by Wolcott. We'll keep it right here. 39-31. Wilby still down against Wolcott, but still, it's one of those cases, coach, where you kind of feel the momentum now shifting, like you said, with the crowd and some of the quick points scored by Wilby. You had 2 consecutive threes made by McKenna and Murillo. Then you had the fast break by McKenna. They were on their own little 8-0 run, and that forced the timeout by Jim Petrucci of Wolcott.
And Wolcott got away from what they did really well, especially in that second quarter. They settled for an open 3, but that's not what they were doing really well. They were getting in the paint, they were making that extra pass opposite, and they were getting layups. Chris, anyone here can make a layup. Not everyone here can make a 3.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Wilby now at the line for the first time in the game. Yes, you've heard me right. First time in the game. It'll be McKenna, who has 5 points, looking for number 6. The crowd gets quiet, and the free throw is missed.
39-31, Wolcott leading Wilby. 5 minutes left in the third.
Scanziano breaks the press to Bouarage, floats it over to Berninger. Berninger goes in, lost the ball, and they call a foul on Wilby. That's on number 0, Garner, his first. Team's first here in the third.
Good job by Berninger showing the basketball. He had 3 guys trying to block a shot. I'm not sure if Garner hit him, but somebody hit him.
Berninger at the line. He's 1 of 2. Both free throws coming in the first quarter. He'll bend and shoot, and the free throw is missed. 5 of 9. Stays with 5 points. 4:53 to go in the third. 39-31. Wolcott trying to crack 40. Free throw goes up, and it's going to be short by the goalkeeper, Berninger. So 5 of 10 at the line is Wolcott. We'll be trying to cut it down. Still down by 8. They've been on an 8-0 run before the timeout by Wolcott. Garner driving, and that's going to be a blocking foul. And the basket went in, so it will count by Garner.
All right, gave it to him.
Berninger's second, team's third.
Coach Jan Petruzzi doesn't like the call, and I gotta tend to agree with him. His guy was set. Garner put his head down, got to the bucket. Give him credit for going hard.
Garner now with 8 points. This will be the second free throw attempted. First one was on an and 1. It was a miss by McKenna. The second free throw by Wilby in the game is good. They're 1 of 2. Garner now with 9 points. Full court press by Wilby. Scanziano to Berninger. 4:35 to go. And just throws it into midcourt. And it's back over to the Wilby Wildcats. And Gianpertrucci is saying he wanted a tip, and Berninger saying the same thing. It was off of Wilby. But no instant replay in high school sports. Here goes Wilby on the opposite end, right to left on your dial. Here's McKenna, he's got 5. 39-34. Wolcott is leading Wilby. McKenna working in over Berninger. And he found in the left low post. McKenna now with 7. 39-36. Swarming over is Scanziano. Abu-Arage to Berninger. Berninger escapes. Berninger goes in, and he'll finish in the right low post. Berninger with 7. That was impressive.
We talked at halftime. Berninger averages about 3 points a game. 7 today. Who's going to step up? And we'll be playing with a lot more energy now.
They are. You could tell the energy is a lot higher in this third quarter for the Wilby Wildcats, and they'll need it. Morrill lost the handle. Good defense by Scanziano. Back to Garner. Garner with the left hand. Garner had the ball taken away by McCormick. Now he finds Bianchi. 3/4 on the Wilby side. Berninger finding Abu-Arage. May have been hit. No foul call to let them play. 1 and done. Wilby on the opposite end, right to left on your dial. McKenna kicks it over to Baker. Now Fox, 3:20 to go in the third. 3 by McKenna, finds it, and he has something to say after the 2 Bianchi. McKenna having his own little coming out party here in the third. Berninger, McCormick, Scanziano. 3:05 to go in the third, 41-39. It's a 2-point lead for the Wolcott Eagles.
Gianpertrucci had the quick timeout, 30-second timeout there, because Scanziano was double-teamed and picked up his dribble. Wilby on a little bit of a run. Wolcott 41, Wilby 39 with timeout, 2:56 left in the third quarter.
So, Coach, what do you think? I mean, right now, you're seeing the momentum now shift, right? Wolcott, Wilby, was Wolcott for a while. Wilby with the help of McKenna, and again, living by the 3, dying by the 3. Wilby right now is... If they win this game, it looks like there'll be a couple more threes made. I mean, they made 4 threes, rather 3 threes in the first quarter. They've made 3 in the third after going cold in the second.
Right, McKenna really struggled in the first half. This quarter, he's sort of taken over, and he's the old head on the court, right? I mean, he's a junior amongst all these sophomores. So stepped up, hit a couple shots, talked a little trash. I like the Waterbury. The Waterbury in him is strong, just like it is in you and I. We talk a little trash off the air, Chris.
Yes, don't air out the dirty laundry too much. We got to go home to our wives.
That's right. That's right.
2:56 to go in the third. 41-39. Wolcott leads by 2. A real true gut check time for the Wilby Wildcats, and I've been impressed by their response after what happened in that second quarter. And again, when the score was looking rough, Devon Parker, cool as a cucumber. Now in the third quarter, when they're making this run, still calm as a cucumber, not showing any emotion. I like that. That's impressive. First time seeing him live multiple times, and other than him being at Nanawa.
Right. Very relaxed on the sideline. Practice is when you get loud.
Scanziano gets by high of Wilby, finding the opening to McCormick. McCormick can't make it. Berninger fights for the ball, and he was fouled in the paint. Berninger strong. The senior. Fouled by double ones. That's Fox, his second.
And Fox is sophomore. Looks like a big, strong kid, though. He doesn't look like a sophomore.
No. So when you got big on big between Fox and Berninger, you could see why there was a little bit of trash talking in that second quarter.
Yeah, those are 2 big kids banging into each other.
Berninger at the line for 2. He missed his last 2 free throws. Gets it there. 6 of 11. Berninger now with 8 points. 42-39. 2:45 remaining in the third. Berninger bends and shoots. The free throw is good.
And Robert High into the game, in for Sign Gardner.
2:40 to go in this third quarter. 43-39. Outside to Fox. Fox to Murillo. Murillo to High. Back to Murillo, top of the key. 2:30 to go in the third. Murillo's open, triple. Off the front iron. Offensive board by High. It's hit up high, just near midcourt. Saved by McKenna of Wilby. Here goes McKenna to the corners. High. He decides the drive. Goes outside McKenna to Murillo. 30 on the shot clock. Murillo driving in. Murillo comes up cold. Berninger has the ball. He's able to evade two. Now he tries to dribble, but the reach-in foul by Wilby as Berninger goes down hard. But he seems to be okay. The foul will be, looks like that will be on Wilby. That's on 21. That's his second. Murillo, team's third. That will be foul, will be. Try saying that 3 times fast. 43-39, Wolcott leads. Scanziano, 3/4 on the Wilby side, left to right on your dial. 2:06 to go in the third. Scanziano guarded by Murillo. Scanziano will continue to dribble. The pick by Boerage. 1:58 to go in the third. 49-33, Wolcott leading Wilby. Scanziano finds Berninger. Berninger, top of the key. Berninger lost the handle, then Fox goes down. It stays with Wolcott as, correction, that wasn't Fox, that was Baker trying to keep the ball alive, but went out of bounds in the corner.
I'm not sure what Berninger did with it. It looked like he intended to pass, he just kind of left it behind.
Maybe the play was by Gianpertruzzi. Okay, lose the ball so McCormick could get it. So just pretend like you dropped it.
And 7 on the shot clock. 43-39 Wolcott, 1:45 left in this third quarter.
McCormick inbounds to Berninger. Now Scanziano, long range 3. Missed the 3. It's loose, picked up by McKenna. Now they're on a run. Wilby, right to left on your dial. Now they slow it down. McKenna to Fox. Murillo. 1:30 to go in the third. 43-39. Wolcott leading Wilby. McKenna to Fox. Now Garner. Fox again, swinging around the 3-point line. Fox is open. Feeding Garner. Garner spins. Berninger goes down. No foul called. Garner gets the offensive board. McKenna is open. Top of the K. And he got it as it rattled in.
That's his spot. Touched every part of the iron. Devon Parker was almost at half court calling the timeout there. 1:05 left in this third quarter. Wolcott by 1, 43-42 over Wilby.
We'll take a quick timeout here from the Reggio Bryan Gymnasium here at Wilby High School. The third 1-point lead for Wolcott. Sam Berninger inbounds the ball to Bianchi. Will be forcing the press. Berninger lose the handle, regains. Finds the opening in a Boerage to McCormick on the right side, and he scores in the right low post. McCormick with 11. 3-point lead for Wolcott over Wilby. McKenna. 13 points for McKenna, all coming in the third. McKenna kicks it. McKenna goes in. Whistle blown, jump ball called. Possession Wilby.
So McKenna made that same mistake in the second quarter. Jumped, had nowhere to go. He got bailed out here. They gave him the jump ball. Wilby's going to maintain possession. 40 seconds left in this quarter.
Each team with 3 team fouls. 4 free throws attempted by Wolcott, 2 by Wilby. Murillo catch and shoot from the left side. No good. Offensive rebound by Fox. Fox goes outside to Murillo. Murillo finds Fox. Fox decides not to pull the 3. We'll go back. We've had 4 ties in this game. 15, 17, 19, and 21. Can Wilby make it a 5th tie with a May 3? Shot clock 14. Game clock 13 and counting. Less than half a second off between the two. McKenna has been hot. 13 points out of him. Fox to McKenna for the tie. No. Cannot make the three before the buzzer. And Wolcott ends the third quarter as they did in the second, leading. But the score is a lot tighter, Coach.
3-point game. Wolcott 45, Wilby 42 heading into the fourth quarter. We didn't expect that, especially with a 10-0 start to this game by Wilby.
And we'll take a quick break here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. Right here on 1320 AM and 97.7 FM. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Saunders alongside J.P. Vance Jr. Wilby outscored Wolcott 20-13 in that quarter. Leading scores for each side. You've got for the Wolcott Eagles 13 by Bianchi, who averages 12 a game. And then you have for Wilby 13 from McKenna. And here goes the fourth quarter. And we've got a jump ball called. Possession. Back over to the Wildcats as they're down by 3. 10 seconds off the game clock here in the fourth.
So not a great play there by the Wolcott Eagles. Picked up his dribble, got double teamed, and then gave the ball up. You got to see that double team.
McKenna to Fox. Now to Baker, number 1. Baker's wide open. They let him shoot it, and he missed the 3. Defensive board by Wolcott. Scanziano gets the pass off. But we have a travel by Wolcott trying to break that press, Coach. But again, when there's pressure on you, stuff like that can happen.
A few coaches that are watching this game that are listening said, why isn't Wolcott slowing it down? When they play too fast, they're falling into a trap. Wilby's faster than they are.
Wilby wants them to play fast.
Absolutely.
Fox driving, kicks it inside to Baker. Baker, that's an air ball. Offensive rebound by Garner, and he strikes. Garner with 11. 1 point lead for Wolcott. 45-44. Scanziano guarded by Garner. Scanziano outside the 3-point line, goes up. Last touch by Wilby.
So Wolcott, a little bit out of sorts right now. 7:08 left in the fourth quarter. They're up by 1. A little bit out of sorts. They need to slow things down again. You got seniors. Slow things down, fellas.
7:08 to go in this game. Berninger outside of Scanziano, number 4, guarded by Murillo, who has 6 points for Wilby. Scanziano down to 7 minutes to go in this game. 13 on the shot clock. Bianchi, the floater is pure. 15 for Bianchi. 47-44. Back to a 3-point lead for Wolcott. Murillo to Garner, now Fox. Wilby in their white, right to left on your dial. Garner goes down, he regains his footing. McKenna had 13 in the third, all coming in said quarter. Baker, no look to Garner. Garner comes up cold in the paint. Here goes Berninger on the opposite end for Wolcott. Berninger, big pass to Abu Arage. Abu Arage will finish. What a play. What an unselfish pass.
When you press and you double team the basketball, there's somebody open. Berninger, great job seeing that it was him and getting the layup.
As Coach Jim Petrucci says, Abu Arage, Mr. Dependable. 49-44. 3 by Wilby is no good. And then Baker trying to fight for the ball. It's a battle between the one-on-ones. They still let him go. They don't blow the whistle. Now they do. And that's going to be a foul. McKenna will be at the line for 3 free throws.
I got to play the role of Dave Grant here. If you let him play down low, you got to let him play up top. They call it ticky-tack foul there. I don't like it.
Foul is on Bianchi, his first, team's first. Like you said, Coach, I'm surprised they didn't call the jump ball there. They let things kind of continue there when there was a clear hole between each player for the ball.
They're letting them play NVL basketball. Let them play.
Three free throws coming for McKenna. He makes the first.
McKenna, after a really quiet first half, holy Moses, he came alive, huh?
I don't know what Coach Parker said to him, but he has responded. Now 14 points. Second free throw good, 15 points. Wilby 3 of 4 at the line. 49-46. If he makes this free throw, it'll be a 2-point deficit for Wilby with 5:56 to go in the game.
What a gift this game is, huh, Chris? What a really good game. Two teams that are battling.
It's been fun, Coach, and I think the next 5:56 will be even better. 4 of 5, all 3 free throws made by McKenna, 49-47. Bianchi, Abu-Arage breaks the press, does Wolcott. Abu-Arage swarmed by Fox. Abu-Arage looking for somebody. Abu-Arage tries to make a pass, intercepted by Baker. Now back to Wolcott. McCormick goes in. McCormick can't make it. It's hit up high still. It's loose. There's bodies everywhere, and somehow Bianchi comes away with it for Wolcott.
Bianchi is a scrapper, Chris. He is around the basketball at all times. Not a big guy.
Berninger from the elbow. Berninger goes in. Offensive foul on Berninger. His third, team second.
Don't love the call. Don't love the call. That's 2. Joe, 3 strikes and you're out. That was not a great call. First the ticky-tack. No, listen, Berninger, big kid there, needs to turn and look at the basket. Maybe that's why Joe rung him up. We teach, even at the little kid level, you catch the ball, you got to peek, you got to look.
Little peek there, over the shoulder. 5:25 to go in the game, 49-47. Wolcott holding on to a 2-point lead. The response by Wilby has been fantastic after what happened late in the second quarter where they were down 32-23. With the helps of McKenna, who has 16 points. Garner looking for the tie. Garner is fouled. He'll be at the line for 2. The foul's on McCormick. His third, team's third.
Good take by Garner. What Wolcott's got to do there is you got to step in. You got to take the contact. You're not going to block that guy's shot. He's going like a bat, right? A bat out of we know where, but he was moving along. Great job putting his head down, getting to the rim. 2 shots.
First free throw is good by Garner. Will be down by 1 point. 5 of 6 at the line. That being crucial for the Wildcats in this comeback. Second free throw is missed. So it stays 49-48. 5 of 7 at the line are the Wilby Wildcats. Here goes Wolcott. Abu-Arage finds an opening in Scanziano. Pump fakes, still pump fakes. He looks, finds Abu-Arage. Can't make the floater. Offensive board. Bianchi, a little bit short, no good. Will be down by 1. Fox lost the handle, now regains. McKenna, top of the key. McKenna outside. Murillo for the lead. No. Defensive board by McCormick. McCormick trying to escape. McCormick gets it up to the freshman Cornelio. Wolcott lost the ball. That's Fox. It's freshman against sophomore, and Fox puts them up to the Wilby Wildcats, 50-49. Fox first made basket, comes with the lead.
McKenna, Junior Wilby, a little shaken up on the play. So Chris, this is where I get frustrated, and I see Coach Giampetruzzi at the sideline talking about how they're being a little bit inconsistent. The officiating. 4:23 left in this game. We'll be up by 1 over Wolcott. You're either going to let them play or you're going to tighten up. They let them play the whole game. Don't tighten up now. So I know Giampetruzzi's not thrilled with the lack of a call there, but on the Wilby side, they didn't shoot any free throws. Through 3?
Wolcott has not shot a free throw in this quarter. Wilby has shot now 5. Again, I'm not saying anything. I'm just stating facts, ladies and gentlemen.
No, what Wilby is doing a good job of, and they didn't do a good job for 3/4 of this game, is they're getting in the paint.
And they're they're driving, and they're forcing Wolcott to have to make a decision.
The first
you're right,
Chris, they stood around their perimeter chucking threes.
Almost kind of like, again, in warm-ups, or if they're just kind of shooting around the gym, basically.
Right.
They weren't taking the easy points where when you drive to the paint. You're right. It looks like a Wilby player, can't see the number, but he's having to be taken off in a stretcher. Just hope the player's okay. Berninger, Abu-Arage, and he traveled.
I believe that was I'm hoping that's on him, but it looked like McKenna.
Nope, McKenna's right there.
Oh, he's back in. Okay.
I feel like if he was on that stretcher, Parker would be like, get your butt back there. We need
Parker's
you.
a tough dude, man.
16 points for him. Fox is inbounding. And how about 2 for Fox after what happened in the first half? To be able to have the composure and for Parker to trust him. He's responding well, Coach.
See, now that's the third one. He's got to go. Third blown call.
Foul's going to be on Abu Arage, his second.
Abu Arage was set. He took the contact. That's what you teach. Now, I know there's an emphasis on getting rid of the flops. That wasn't a flop. That was take the contact, stand in there, and got run over. That's got to be a foul call there.
Inbounding is Fox behind the Wolcott basket. Top of the key is Garner. Wolcott now down by 1, 50-49. Fox for 3, missed the 3. Defensive board by Berninger. McCormick on the opposite end. McCormick for Wolcott. Blocking foul on Wilby. He'll be on the floor. Let's see who it's on.
First foul on Wilby in this quarter.
Fouls on Fox.
Foul. McCormick went to the basket. Fox hit him. That's
Fox's third. 50-49, Wilby up by 1. Scanziano outside, guarded by Fox. 3:54 to go in the game. Berninger spinning through. Berninger with nice footwork. Nice move by Berninger.
3 points a game he was averaging?
He's got 11.
Get Berninger the ball.
Feed the big man, as Dave would say. McKenna, the triple. No good. Off of Wilby Murillo.
Now, McKenna's had a great second half, so you give the kid a little bit of leeway. But that's what Wilby did in the first half. One shot, one possession, Wolcott with the ball.
Scanziano to Bianchi. They break the press. McCormick to Berninger. They feed him again, and Berninger says hello. Here comes a finger roll. 13. 3-point lead for Wolcott. This has to help the confidence for Wolcott and their players, seriously.
Even just hanging in this game, this is a game they're not expected to win, right?
Correct.
So it's got to help them in the games where they could win.
They can go back to this game, and so can Jim Petrucci, regardless, win or lose. Win would be better if you're a Wolcott fan. Garner's posting up McCormick. Oh, good pass by Garner. The points, Baker. 53-52, now they blow a whistle. Now, why did they do that?
Delay a game. So Wilby's been warned. Wilby player took the ball, touched the ball after the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, that's smart. It's not a foul unless it gets called, right?
And now it has been. Back to a 1-point lead for Wolcott. 2:50 to go in the game. Bianchi goes from the right elbow. Bianchi can't make the shot. One and done for Wolcott. Wilby's on a run. Garner working on Berninger. Offensive foul on Wilby. Garner's second.
Make-up call there, Chris. That one, I'm not sure he was set. That's a make-up call. That's a good job by Jim Petrucci getting that call. That's a good coaching job by emphasizing that.
And Jim Petrucci hasn't been yelling. He's been very stern talking to. I mean, he learned from his cousin, right? And Bear. Here goes Wolcott. Bullerage. Opening is McCormick. McCormick, the right hand. Long range floater, no good. Berninger's fighting for the ball. It's a one and done by Wolcott.
Wolcott's playing too fast right now. I know they're getting excited. 2:23 in this game, up by 1.
Baker with the right hand. Baker goes over Berninger. Comes up cold. Berninger lost his shoe and he's holding his left ankle. Scanziano to Berninger. Berninger goes in. He was fouled and counted for a possible 3-point play. It's the Berninger show here in the fourth quarter for Wolcott.
And I like how much he talks. He might have a little Waterbury in him, Chris. I like it. Number 24, Berninger. He's nodding at guys after he scores. Not saying too much, but he and Fox got into it a little bit in the first half.
Well,
I love the effort. I love the energy by both guys, Fox and Berninger.
I will say, Coach, I mean, Wolcott is not too far away from Waterbury,
Right
so
on the
it's
line, buddy, right
it's
up the
it's
hill.
right on. I'm not saying that Waterbury's the big brother to Wolcott little brother. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. I mean, like you said, there's a little Waterbury in everybody. It just depends on how much.
Yes,
and
sir.
He's
Yes,
got
sir.
a little bit. He's got a little bit, and you could see why he was an all-state goalkeeper in Class M,
Good
just
footwork.
in general.
Good footwork.
Yes.
Good balance, good footwork. That helps you in any sport.
Particularly basketball.
One shot now for Berninger, trying to complete the three-point play.
First free throw by Wolcott here in the fourth quarter. Free throw's good. A little bit help off the glass.
Yep, touched all that rim. Wolcott with a 4-point lead, approaching 2 minutes left in this game.
McKenna to Garner. Guarded by McCormick. Top of the key, McKenna. Releases, now 3/4 on the Wolcott side. McKenna makes a move, trying to feed Baker. It's loose, picked up by Wolcott. That's Berninger. 1:48 to go in the game. Berninger lost the handle, regained by McKenna. Dribble a little bit too fast and a reach-in foul. That should be 5 for Wolcott. 2 free throws coming for Wilby.
A tackle, a little bit of a tackle there, a lot of effort. Tough turnover by Wolcott with a 4-point lead, 1:42 left in this game. The turnover compounded by the foul. It's going to put Wilby to the line for 2 shots.
And like you said, too, about how Wolcott may be kind of dribbling a little bit too fast. In the case of Berninger, maybe going a little bit too fast for himself. Now put McKenna at the line. He's got 16 points.
McKenna looked good at the free throw line just a little bit ago when he's fouled, hit all 3 of his free throws.
After missing his one and only attempt in the third, he's made 3 consecutive here in the fourth. Would like to keep that streak at 4 and 5. Bending and shooting. Aye, Jim Nansen.
We Nansen. Yep. That was a double Nance, right?
Might as well be. 5 of 8. Just send the hate mail to WATR. I'll read it at the end of the season. That would be a lot of hate mail. And how about this? Neely back into the game. He has not played much since early on in the first half, Coach, coming in for Baker.
We haven't seen Neely in a while. A little more length, though.
McKenna waits his second free throw, and it's no good. So back-to-back misses. 5 of 9 at the free throw line is Wilby. Here goes Wolcott and Berninger. Berninger looking for somebody. Berninger. We got a whistle blown. Timeout called by Wolcott. We'll take a quick timeout. 1:33 to go in this game. 56-52. Wolcott up by 4 here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, my partner taking a big swig of coffee. He's going to need it for the final 133.
Wolcott with a 4-point lead, Chris, over Wilby, 56-52. Inbounding the ball, 26 on the shot clock, and it's game time, baby.
McCormick inbounding. Berninger leading Wolcott with 16. You also have the same number for McKenna of Wilby. Berninger is fouled in the left corner. That'll be the team's 4th. 1 more and 2 free throws to come. Foul will be on number 5, Neely, his 2nd.
Wilby had a foul to give, right? Next one puts Wolcott at the free throw line. 1:30 left in the game. Wolcott's had a hard time inbounding the basketball.
You're right. McCormick gets it into Abu-Arage. Abu-Arage finds Scanziano. Scanziano guarded by Garner. Picked by McCormick. And we've got a big foul, team's 5th.
Garner didn't like the call, but That was more a tackle than an attempt at the ball.
Fouls on Garner. Now, you know what? Fox should be lucky because if that was on him, that would have been his 4th. That was Garner's 3rd. So either way, foul trouble to come for Wilby. You've got now 3 on Garner, 3 on Fox. Really the 2 bigs other than Neely for Wilby.
We'll see Scanziano at the line for 2 shots. Up 4.
First free throw, good by Scanziano.
Pure, right?
You know, this is a young man. Where's number 4? Had 15 against Ansonia and himself went on an 8-0 run in the 4th quarter of that game to help them win it against Ansonia. Makes the second. He's got 5, 10 of 15 at the line.
1:20 left. Wolcott with a 6-point lead over Wilby.
58-52. Murillo driving. Murillo goes in, throws it up. It was not even close to the cup. Scanziano with the defensive board. Wolcott, here goes Abu Arage. He drives in, but he was fouled. It'll be 2 free throws regardless. But they will not count the basket as it went into the cup. It will not count, however. Fouls on number 5, Neely.
On the floor, but he's shooting. And I'm sure Coach Jan Petruzzi is saying with 1:04 left in this game, we didn't need to score there. We had 30 seconds on the shot clock. If Abu Arage knocks down these 2 free throws, well, I guess it's the same result. But as a coach, you want him to pull that out.
This is a young man, Abu Arage, averages 4 points a game, misses the free throw, but he's got 5. And you know, Coach, when you think about games that you're not supposed to win, games that people expect you to lose, and in terms of just in general, you need players to step up, players to maybe go outside their normal. Well, many of them have tonight for Wolcott, and it's been impressive. Free throw made, 11 of 17. Now 6 points. Yep, 59-52, down to a minute. What does Wilby have left in this final 55 seconds? Down as they are, and that's going to be a foul on Wolcott, number 2. Buarage, his 3rd. And it's 5 anyway regardless, so 2 free throws coming for Wilby.
Bad foul there.
And I think Arage knew that, yeah.
And Arage upset, but you know what? It's a mistake. A young guy makes a mistake. 54.2 seconds. Wilby at the line for 2 shots. Madden Fox.
And the sophomore had the go-ahead basket to put them up 50-49 and misses the free throw there, 5 of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's the sweat you're feeling underneath your hands, if you're a Wilby fan or a Wolcott fan, that's because this game has made it that way, basically. It has been quite an excitement here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Second free throw, missed by Fox. Defensive board picked up by McCormick. Jump ball called, possession Wolcott.
Gave him the jump ball, McCormick and Garner got tied up. 52.9 seconds, 7-point lead for Wolcott.
Coach, 6 missed free throws in a row by Wilby. And how much are they down by? 59-52. Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. Got to make your free throws. Foul by Garner, his 4th. At the line for 2 is Bianchi, who averages 12 a game. He has 15.
Ben Bianchi has had a heck of a game. I don't know if I'd call him John Starks, but he's definitely an energizer bunny. The kid plays hard.
You know what, too, Coach? The response by Wolcott after only scoring 23 points against Torrington to come out in a game like this. Free throw, no good.
Touched all that rim.
Bianchi stays at 15. It's 59-52. Bianchi bends, shoots the free throw, and it's good. 16 for Bianchi. 12 of 19, 3 by ETN. No good, goes outside. Back over to Wolcott. 37.6 to go in the game.
Chris, 37.6. Wolcott's up 8. Can't settle for threes there. You got to take the easy bucket.
Berninger gets the pass off. Now he gets it back on his side of the court. Scanziano dribbling. Scanziano to Berninger, top of the key. Berninger decides to drive, kicks it outside to Bianchi. Scanziano to Bianchi. 22 on the shot clock.
Playing keep away. That could be Garner's 5th.
He's done. He'll finish with 12 points. So Garner fouls out. Now the line for 2 is McCormick, who has 11 points. In a game that the Wolcott Eagles, coming in 2-1, beat Gilbert and Ansonia. Lost to Torrington in their previous game, 80-23. A real gut check game for them, of which many probably thought that Wilby would roll over after what happened against Torrington. But I have to tell you, Coach, and it's been impressive for Wilby too, how they've responded in the second quarter. Made free throw by McCormick. But to the victor goes the spoils. 13 of 20 at the line is Wolcott. Really impressed, Coach.
You gotta feel happy for these Wolcott kids after getting absolutely pounded by Torrington. They came back, get a win on the road at Wilby.
Robert High makes the basket down to 10 seconds to go in the game. It's loose, picked up by Fox. Fox on the floater, no. It goes out of bounds, 13.8 to go in the game. It's 61-54. The Wolcott crowd starting to release. Rather, the Wilby crowd starting to release, but the Wolcott crowd wants to stay to see this. 3.8 seconds to go. Berninger inbounds. Wilby will not attack the ball, and the Wolcott Eagles win a big game here against the Wilby Wildcats. Wolcott wins 61-54. One impressive win by the Wolcott Eagles. And, Coach, I have to tell you, one of the more impressive games I've seen from a squad who continues to rise and continues to show their spunk, their gut, their guile.
Chris, they were down 10-0 to start this game, and they ended up putting up 61 points. After that 10-0 pounding, right? The scoreboard's already taken it down. They want to erase. They want to erase what they had here. Great gut check win, as you said, for the Wolcott Eagles.
What did Wilby have? I just said it out loud. No, I forgot. What did they have? 53?
51.
51, thank you.
51.
Hey, coincidentally enough, let me go back in my book really quick. Hold on. That was the same score against Watertown, except Wilby won.
Very interesting. We did not see this coming, Chris. 10-0. Wilby looked like they were on their way to making this a little bit of a Christmas feast. And Wolcott, Ben Bianchi with an excellent game. Luke Cornelio, the freshman, he showed a little bit. But who's the player of the game? Senior.
Berninger.
He's a goalkeeper, man. He's a goalkeeper. An all-state goalie who's going to go play college soccer. But he had some buckets. Great footwork in the post.
Coach, this was a fun game to broadcast with you. I really appreciate it. And for Wolcott to be able to come away with the victor in this game, it's impressive.
Merry
it really
Christmas
is, dude.
to our
It really
listeners.
is.
And those people in Wolcott, they're going to be celebrating tonight. They're very happy. Nice win, 61-51. Wolcott Eagles over the Wilby Wildcats here in Waterbury. You don't see that too often.
Coach, every time I broadcast with you with your giant hands. Mitts, I call it, yes, mitts, that's a great word to use. The knowledge that you put out between you, Unwin, and Taglia, and Dave, you make this broadcast awesome. You really do.
We just try to pinch it. I know your next game, you have Jack Taglia on the mic.
Yes, I do. Naugatuck and Kennedy.
Defensive maven. Naugatuck Kennedy, was that Tuesday night?
That's going to be Monday at 5. Monday at 5 p.m.
All right. Excellent.
2 days before New Year's.
Excellent. But great to see you over the holidays, my friend. Your rookie year. You're still a newlywed. Hopefully your wife, you're going to get home early tonight. It's a nice early afternoon tilt for us.
Have some dinner, watch some bowl games, hopefully.
Amen.
Hopefully.
Very romantic night.
Coach, have a safe and happy New Year.
God bless
and be
you,
well.
Chris.
I'll see you next time. That'll wrap things up here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, and I just want to thank our sponsors, Ion Bank, Bunker Hill Pharmacy, Georgie Roofing and Siding Inc., Logan Vance Sullivan and Corey's, Community Funeral Home, Bill Wildman Floor Covering, and Thomason Savings Bank. The leading scorer for the Wolcott Eagles, 16 from Sam Berninger. And you heard from Coach himself, he gets the MVP of this game. Wolcott improves to 3-1. And the Wilby Wildcats, they fall to 1-2. Wilby's next game will be on the 30th, Monday against Oxford. And for Wolcott, their next game, same date, Monday against the Woodland Hawks. Our next game will be against Naugatuck at Kennedy, 5 p.m. Pre-game scheduled for 4:50, but we'll find out when the JV game ends. But hey, until then, the final, 61-51. Wolcott wins over Wilby. So long here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Have a safe and healthy and happy weekend, and we'll see you on Monday from the Jack Tag.